Hello guys, and welcome back to another week in sport. We're back at the Brunswick Bowls Club here in Brunswick in Melbourne. An awesome place. They've let us back in. We didn't wreck the joint last time. Get on to Twitter and follow them at Brunswick Bowls, and get on to brunswickbowlsclub.com.au. Good place, and we're really thankful for them letting us come down again. Big week in sport this week. Huge movement in FIFA. We could have lost a legend in the AFL. The tennis has finished up, and a World Cup has started.
A World Cup, yeah.
I'm Andy Hayes. This is James Blackwell.
Hello.
And you're watching the Sports Cooler.
As the ball's taken out, back towards the centre of the
gee! A Geelong player's gone down behind the plate.
Okay then guys, before we get into it, just want to remind you guys to head to our website, SportingMad.com.au. Plenty of content there, articles, videos, you name it. If it's sports related, it's probably there, or probably not, maybe. Our Twitter is @SportingMadAU, and our Facebook is SportingMad, so find us on there. Lots of content goes through our social media that doesn't always make it onto the website. This podcast is now on iTunes, so if
It's taken a while.
Yeah, it's taken a while, but if you're on iTunes, then certainly get on there.
iTunes.
If you're on there, get on there and follow, subscribe. I don't know what they do. I don't have iTunes.
Is it because nobody has iTunes?
iTunes. And on the old YouTube as well, there should be something above my head that you can click on, subscribe, and should let you follow all of our podcast, videocast, Sports Cooler posts.
Yeah, and also comment on the video. Let us know what you liked. Be gentle on what you didn't like. We're fairly new to this, so just be gentle.
Yeah,
Ease into it. Ease into the abuse, if that's okay.
Constructive criticism.
Ease into the abuse.
So yeah, well, let's get into it with the highlight of the week. Andy.
No, we're not having the highlight of the week first.
It's there.
I know it's in the wrong sheet, but my week was somewhat soured.
Why was your week soured? Tell me about your week. How was your week, Andy?
My week in general was okay, but my Saturday night was soured by a pub here in Melbourne where I had to wait 15 minutes to be served by slow bar staff who were hipsters.
Let's not use hipsters in a derogatory way.
No, I'm using it because they're lazy. They were lazy hipsters, which is the worst type of hipsters. They're not productive hipsters, they were lazy hipsters.
Okay.
Anyway, okay.
What was the name of the pub?
No, I'm not going there. That's not fair. They know who they are.
They know who they are.
We had robust discussion of why it took me 15 minutes to get served in an empty bar. And for those of you out there, you can use your imagination. You can call me whatever you want. Okay. All right. Okay. Go again.
Let's move from your sour end to the week to your highlight of the week.
I get highlight of the week. I'm not going to name the team that won, but the team that lost was Fremantle in the AFL.
I think you should name the team.
I don't want to.
I think you should.
No, I probably shouldn't.
What have you got against them?
A lot. I'm a North Melbourne supporter.
Doesn't matter.
All right.
Is it because we're better than you?
Right now, yes. So Fremantle lost for the first time this year, and I know it's not technically a highlight of the week. Richmond beat them, and they did a great job in doing it. They went out for a huge storming quarter. Don't really want to mention. What I want to mention is that the fact that they've finally gotten beaten. It had to happen, but now it's just starting to even up that competition again. So that's my highlight of the week. It's not that Richmond did a great job, which they did, but is that Freo finally got that loss, and it could snowball a few things, and it might just even up the competition a bit. Yeah. How about your good self? How was your highlight of the week?
I'm not looking past the Women's World Cup this week.
Of course you're not.
It's fantastic.
It's good.
And it's a great little competition. Started yesterday. It's been held in Canada.
Yeah.
Canada against China, an opening match. Canada won 1-0 with a fortuitous penalty. It was a bit of contention. It was a penalty in my mind, but I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll come into it, but I agree with you.
But Women's World Cup, then they followed that up with the Netherlands against New Zealand, and then this morning Germany against Ivory Coast.
Right, hold it. We don't use up all the good stuff.
So I'm not going to...
No, so that's good. So we've got... Yeah, no, that's good. I like that. And I think the Women's World Cup's going to be a huge thing this year. Bigger than ever. Right, actually...
We're straight into it.
Straight into it.
Straight into the Women's World Cup.
This is where we should probably talk more during the week instead of just getting in on a Monday and trying to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll get you going. So the Women's World Cup started in Canada yesterday.
Yeah.
Whatever. What day's today? Monday. Sunday, Australian time.
Yes, yeah.
Saturday, Canada, obviously.
Saturday in Canada.
How do we go?
Look, Canada won 1-0 opening match.
Yeah.
Contentious penalty.
90-something minutes.
Yeah, like 0-0 all the way through, but it was a 0-0 match, but it was pretty end to end. And I know people are saying that the game is a bit slower, and there have been derogatory comments going around on the social medias, but in general, it's been a positive. In general, it's been a really positive reaction to the World Cup. More people are watching it than ever before. The fact that China were in the opening match meant that they reckon estimates are around 1 billion people watched opening match.
There was 53,000 in the crowd, which is unbelievable. Cool stadium.
It's a great stadium, and I liked it that they did the double headers. They played the
so I guess the big difference in this World Cup, and there was a lot of argument about the start of it, is all the pitches are synthetic.
Yes.
So there's no wear on the pitches, so you could play 4 games a day in the same stadium if you wanted. It's not going to make a difference, which I think is good. We have played on a similar surface, and it's pretty good.
It's fine. It does the job. I think it's a great little tournament. Is it derogatory? It's not derogatory. It's like the World Cup is a little tournament. I like all the World Cup little tournaments. Okay. It's a little tournament.
No, it's good. I like where it's going.
It's great. And Netherlands, I've got to mention Netherlands. It was their first ever World Cup, and they won their opening match. First time a team has won their opening match in the Women's World Cup since '95.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So look, it's they won 1-0 against the New Zealand team. They call themselves the Black Ferns or the White Ferns or something.
Something Ferns.
Something Super Ferns.
Okay.
I don't like the nicknames in football.
All right. I'm going to start. So we'll come back to straight. Who are the favourites to win this World Cup?
Germany and USA are up there with the favourites.
Okay.
Germany number 1 in the world. I think USA number 2 or 3.
Okay. And Germany played this morning.
Germany played this morning and beat Ivory Coast 10-0.
Right.
It was there was 5 goals in the first 30 minutes or something. The game was
over.
Game was almost over.
Wow.
But look, Germany are just a cat above.
Okay.
I think. There's a couple of good little stories coming out of this World Cup. I talked to you earlier about it. The Jessie Fleming of Canada. She's 17 years old. Already won 17 or 18 caps for the women's. For the main national side.
Yeah.
She made a debut at 15, and in the last 12 months, she's played in the under 17 World Cup, under 20 World Cup, and now the full World Cup.
It's just incredible stuff.
And
isn't it?
It's fantastic.
There's senior men's players that only ever see 1 World Cup.
Yeah.
None.
I know.
Never won 3 in a year.
She's 17 years old. She's still doing A levels or whatever it is.
It's incredible stuff.
So
hats off to you.
Yeah, definitely. And the fact that a lot of the I think they reckon about a third of the players there are actually professional players. The rest of them are just semi-pro.
So the Americans would mostly be professional.
I think most of the people who play in the English league, the American league. I think the Dutch have got a pretty good, solid setup, and the Germans. But there are a lot of players who are playing in the national sides that may not be playing regularly at club level. There's if there's some players who play for the England team, for example, play for the Doncaster Bells, which are not in the English Super League, and they're in the league below, so they're semi-professional. I think it's great that people are taking their time off for being paramedics and that.
Okay.
But if anyone hasn't watched it, I implore you to catch some of it.
Absolutely.
It's on SBS here in Australia. They got full coverage. They're showing both games every day. One's early in the morning at about 5-6 o'clock, and then
right now.
And then the next one's been about now around 10 o'clock, 10:30. So get on there and try and follow it.
Absolutely.
So moving on from that, Champions League final was Saturday night.
3-1.
3-1. I called it. I don't know if you saw on the Facebook page this week. I
was gunning for Juventus, to be honest.
I think everyone would, but last week I said that Barca were going to be too strong. I was right. I said 3-1. I looked on Sportsbet. It was paying $10 for them to win 3-1, and I was like, probably not worth my money. Probably should have.
So we talked about it last week. Ever against Suarez, nothing happened. He didn't bite anyone. There was no racism.
Chiellini didn't play. He injured himself in the warm up, so there was no repercussions there. But look, Suarez scored a cracker of a goal.
He did.
Burst the net almost. They
were good. They were too good, and now they've started to break all sorts of records. They've got 4. The haul that some of the players have is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Gerard Piqué's career has obviously gone massively downhill since he left United.
Yes.
Just married to Shakira, all of those good things. It's tough break for the kid.
So it's always sad to see stories like that.
We're not going to dwell too much on the Champions League because everybody else has talked about it. You've seen it, you've read it to death. But congratulations to Barcelona. If you want to buy a championship, that's how you do it. Go out and spend a zillion.
But they've not really spent that much money.
Really?
Well,
Nonsense.
They spent 70 million on Suarez.
Yeah, there you go.
and 58 million on new.
All right, we can't look past finishing up on football. We can't look past FIFA this week. He should be our clown of the century, just named now.
Yeah.
Named now, but we can't.
Well, I like some of the things that have been going around. Blatter on his statement said, "I'm going to clean up FIFA." 4 days later, he resigns.
Well, here's the thing.
He's man of his word.
He followed through. Go and listen to his speech that he gave to basically an empty room.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually say he's going to resign.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't say, unless I missed this, and I'm sure someone will correct me if anybody actually watches this. He didn't actually say he resigned. He said that he doesn't have a mandate anymore. He doesn't feel like he has a mandate. Yeah. I mean, there's a shocker.
Yeah.
But he doesn't feel like he can do his job. Nobody wants him to do his job except for the smaller nations. But he doesn't actually say he's going to resign. So he could be there for another 6-9 months.
Yeah,
I think by then things will be, things might have moved on, forgotten about. You never know when he slides through. Next Congress isn't until middle of next year in Mexico, so he could still be there for a year.
And I think that's what they're saying. He could be there for another 12 months until they find a suitable president to take over.
He's an idiot. I guess the other story, we don't want to talk any more about it. We'll talk to him in a minute.
Look, I think there's lots of stories coming out of it, and I know what you're going to touch on. But
Go for it.
The whole FIFA, the football's going to be dragged through the mud now as all the scandals. And the bribery scandals, corruption, all these things come out in the open. The one that you wanted to talk about, close to your heart.
Well, I don't know if it's bribery. It's close. It's close though. I'm sure it is. So obviously, back in 2009, 8-9, Ireland played France.
Yep.
You've got the hand of frog.
Yep.
Thierry Henry handled the ball. Ireland ended up losing that game on aggregate and going out, and we should have gone extra time and penalties. It doesn't say we were going to win, but at least it would have given us a chance.
Yeah.
There was a lot of uproar back then from a lot of people talking about Ireland should have been a 33rd team in the World Cup and Ireland should sue, and it turns out that the Irish FAI decided that they wanted to sue. So they obviously had words to FIFA, and suddenly a cheque appeared in the post that said, "Here's 5 million, shush, shush, and don't tell anyone you've got it." So the FAI took 5 million, I think it was 5 million euros.
5 million euro, yeah.
And it was to go through towards the building of the new stadium, the Aviva Stadium in Ireland. Now, 5 million, for anyone who's built a stadium, I'm pretty sure 5 million wouldn't touch the sides.
Yeah, it doesn't go far.
So it came out this week, and FIFA came out and said that it was a loan, and if Ireland had made the next World Cup, we had to pay it back. And then the FAI produced a letter that said none of that, and it said, "Here's 5 million, don't sue." So.
Yeah.
Look, it just shows that everybody across the game, and I don't like John Delaney who runs the FAI in Ireland either, and the Irish fans don't in general. But look, we're a small association. He was never going to turn down 5 mil. Could have done a lot. But it just shows that the corruption is that widespread. It is what it is. We already know it doesn't do anything. It's just, as you say, it's a little bit closer to my heart.
We're going to see a lot more come out of it before. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
But let's finish up on football. Let's close it off now on that sad.
Plenty of sports this week.
Plenty of other sports. Let's move on to AFL.
Okay, so I spoke about Fremantle losing at the weekend. We had a whole wrap up of games yesterday. It's Queen's birthday here in Australia, so we get a day off for the Queen. Obviously, being Irish, I support that wholeheartedly. I have a day off for no reason, according to me. So that it's been a good round of football. Freo lost on Friday night at Richmond, which is great for the competition. Not thrilled that Richmond won. Sorry, Richmond fans, but I just don't like you. Except for James. The biggest story. Well, there's two stories here that I want to talk about. We lost. Well, we might have lost on the weekend one of the best players to play the game in recent times, if not one of the best ever, in Chris Judd. He's 31 years old. He's done an ACL.
Yep.
Which everyone knows can be up to 12 months.
Yep.
Which would see him coming back like around 9 next year, and you kind of wonder what's the point for him and whether he's got the appetite to sit out for 12 months.
Yep.
Very sad way for a champion, double Brownlow medalist, premiership winner. Real sad way for him to go out. It's just not good.
Do you think he's done?
Look, I don't think Carlton are getting any better, and I don't think he's bringing. I don't think in the short term he can bring much to Carlton to make them better.
Yep.
In saying that, he's such a champ. I just don't think he's going to want to go out that way.
No, he's a trooper, and like speaking from my experience when I did my ACL, that I didn't
in front of 40,000 people.
No, but I know I'm not an elite athlete, but it got to the it was, you want to come back and you want to be better, but it's a long road back. As you said, it's 12 months out, but it's then another 6 months of playing the game before you even confident to be. So he's not going to be good enough until the 2017 season. It's the start of the 2017 season.
So I just don't think he's going to do it. So now, in saying that, next week we're going to have hopefully we're going to have Lloyd, the science guy, come talk to us. And Lloyd is an anatomy professor, and he's got some really interesting stuff on ACLs. So I know that sounds pretty boring, but there's actually something that can get Judd back in 9 weeks.
Yep, the synthetic ones.
No, 9 weeks. So tune in next week. Hopefully we'll have Lloyd, the science guy.
Cool.
Lloydie, you're on next week. So there was that, and then I guess the other, from a North Melbourne supporter, I could probably just chuck this in. Good win yesterday. Horrible football. Yep. And we'll come to that in a minute, but we got a win. The other piece was Essendon. Just a shambolic performance on Saturday night. Didn't score a goal in the first half. The whole drug scandal is probably weighing pretty heavy on the players. Yeah. I'm ignoring that because I want the players to just go play football. I'll just very quickly say that I think it's time for James Hird to go, and not because of the drug scandal. I don't think he should have been there in the first place. I think he should have taken the bigger man and walked away. I think it turns out now that he doesn't know how to coach. Yeah. Now, I don't know that much about what the coaching game entails, but he's had a lot of his assistants leave and take on. Goodwin's gone. They've had a lot of guys leave, and he's got experience around him. But I think their game plan is in real trouble. Yeah. Now they're lacking some cattle to up front and in the ruck, but that's okay. No, it's alright. Right. Anyway, that'll do.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Clown of the week.
All right.
This was something we started last week. We're going to try it again this week and see how we go.
All right. You go, because I just talked.
Yeah. Well, mine comes back to FIFA again. It's Sepp Blatter. He's my clown of the week. He's probably going to be my clown of the week for the next 12 weeks, I would have thought. Just because there's it takes some beating.
Is he a bigger clown than Paul McShane?
I was wondering how you're going to bring it in. I didn't see it in the thing. But what's Paul McShane done in the last week?
Nothing at all. What has he done his whole footballing career? Nothing. That's what he's done.
He's made a pretty good footballing career.
I don't care. Actually. I'm not. Nah. All right. Anyway.
Yep. Okay.
Blatter.
Brought in Paul McShane, but Blatter. Look, it's just like he pushes forward for a presidential election, wins the presidential election. 4 days later, goes, I don't want to be president anymore.
Can we do the Let's Go FIFA thing? Let's go FIFA. Let's go FIFA. He's a weird man.
I believe in you do that. Look, he's corrupt. He's well, there's rumours that he won't step foot in the States because he's afraid of getting arrested, and that's why the FBI have gone after him.
Yeah, but he's in Switzerland. Don't they have an extradition treaty, so they can get him anyway?
So it's all
coming down, and as it should.
His empire is crumbling around him. It should come down. It's a good thing for football. Football's going to get dragged through the mud, but it's a good thing because you can rebuild it from the ground up.
Exactly.
And rebuild it how it should be.
Okay.
But I also think that being in that kind of position, it's going to be incredibly hard not to be corruptible. I think even the average man can say, I'd never do that. It's like it starts off being entertained with fancy dinners at 5-star restaurants, and the next minute
he doesn't like it.
I think only Batman could do that role. He's the only uncorruptible person.
Batman.
Oof. In The Dark Knight, he was the only one that was uncorruptible.
It's true.
Even Harvey Dent was corruptible.
Yeah, but he got half his face melted off.
Well, he became corruptible.
Oh no. Half a face.
Half a face, and he was corruptible.
All right, so we're making a play then for Batman.
Batman to be the new FIFA president, or me.
Okay.
I'm throwing my name in the hat.
I don't know where to go with that.
Well, I'm going to apply just so I can say on my CV for the rest of time that I was considered for the role of FIFA president.
Well, considered's a big step to over applying.
Considered. You apply for a job, you automatically considered for it. Even if your thing is thrown straight in the bin.
All right, okay. So we're gonna make you an audition video.
Yep.
For FIFA president.
Yep. I'm gonna apply.
All right. Okay. So
I'm moving to Switzerland.
Or they're moving here.
Oh, they're moving here.
Okay. So keep an eye on that. We'll do a video.
Yes.
You start preparing your CV.
Preparing my CV.
I don't know what you're qualified to do as a geologist.
What was Sepp Blatter qualified to do?
Fair call. All right.
Right. Your clown of the week.
I got 2.
You get 2?
And one of them's not Paul McShane.
You let me have 2 last week. I'll let you have 2 this week.
So in AFL, North Melbourne played yesterday. North Melbourne traded in a player in the off-season called Jared Waite. They wanted to just add to their tall timber up front so they had a bit more height. It's not worked.
No.
And no one will admit that it's not worked. I'm not sure. The only people who are enjoying this trade are Carlton fans, and Carlton fans aren't enjoying anything at all. They're not enjoying anything at all at the moment. Jared Waite has proved to be fairly useless. He scored a 7-goal haul against a team that hasn't kicked very many goals all year, and apart from that, he's done bugger all. Yep. Yesterday he dropped marks that he should have taken. He should have passed the ball twice on to faster players who were in front of him, open on goal, and didn't, and missed both of them. He's just not been good enough, and we've got players like Aaron Black, Mason Wood, who are sitting in the background wondering, even Magic Dole wondering what the hell they're going to do. What do I have to do to get in this team when this clown gets put in front of me? So I think the people in North Melbourne need to take a look back, and the coaches need to swing an axe.
Yep.
The other one is Ray Chamberlain. So for anyone who watches AFL regularly, Razor Ray. This is a man who believes that it's his responsibility to make the game about him.
Yep.
Now, I speak of this from North Melbourne yesterday, but anyone who watches AFL will know who he is, and he makes me that angry. I got about 20 texts yesterday from my mate of mine just going, this is unbelievable.
He's the AFL version of Graham Poll.
He's worse. He's worse, to the point yesterday where he ran through a group of players, dropped the shoulder, hit a North Melbourne player in the jaw, and then ran on and didn't even apologise. Now, I'm sure he apologised afterwards, or you hope he did, but if that was a player and an umpire, the player would have got 9 weeks for hitting the umpire. Yeah. Now, the umpire, this is the third time an umpire's hit a player in the last 3 weeks, so that needs to get itself sorted. But Ray Chamberlain, Jared Waite, you are my clowns of the week, and you're fairly even. Paul McShane, you've survived.
You've survived again. But I agree with you on the. I always find it a very strange rule in AFL that you can't even touch the umpire. I totally agree. You shouldn't be touching the umpire in scenes you see in soccer or football when players surround the ref after his decision. But if a referee is going to put himself in the middle of the mix, in the middle of a ruck or a maul or whatever it's going to be, and he gets hit, that's his own fault.
Well, you're supposed to be aware in football as well. So even if you're walking backwards and the umpire's behind you, if you hit the umpire, that's still hitting the umpire, even though you haven't got eyes in the back of your head. Yeah. He's clearly got eyes in the front of his head and can just move.
Yeah.
But they don't. So Ray Chamberlain. It's close now. I'm angry.
All right. Well, let's calm it down. Let's move
Tracy
on.
Grimshaw. She's going on Clown of the Week as well, just because I can.
Just because you're on a rant.
I hate Tracy Grimshaw.
What about those guys at the pub you were in? Do you want to add them to your Clowns of the Week?
No, they weren't Clowns of the Week. They were just inefficient bar staff.
Inefficient bar staff.
But Tracy Grimshaw. I'm just saying it because I can.
Just because she'll sue us.
Who cares? Right. She didn't sue Gordon Ramsay.
I think she did.
Did she?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't call her a name yet. I just said she's a clown. I'm stating my opinion. I didn't make it any way. I just don't like you, and you're not a real journalist.
Okay, let's move on.
That might be the one that gets us.
Yeah, that probably will be. Let's move on to
sports. I don't want it.
We're a sports podcast. Let's move on to sports. Tennis, French Open, the most boring Open there is.
All right, we got a bit of abuse during the week for not really talking tennis. You'll notice in this week's show, there's no NRL.
There is no NRL.
Sorry, NRL fans, nobody cares.
Why is there no NRL?
Because we don't care.
Yeah.
We do a little bit, actually. Actually, I'm putting in a fourth Clown of the Week. I'm going backwards. I'm going back. Daily Cherry Evans.
Yeah.
And the 13-week cooling off period. The NRL, sort your house out. I know you're going back to 10 days, but it's ridiculous. He said he'd sign a contract and go to a team. They started selling memberships based on it, and then he decided, actually, those guys are just giving me more money. Now, I don't really mind the fact that he was playing them off, but it's just a stupid rule, and everyone looks stupid. All right.
Okay,
let's move on. Ranty today.
You are very ranty. It's the sports cooler, not the sports rant. Let's move on.
Should we change the name?
No.
Should I just rant for 15 minutes?
No one wants to see you ranting for 15 minutes.
It's very cool. Okay.
Let's move on.
Okay, so we did get a bit of abuse over not covering so much of the tennis, and it actually has been a relatively boring Open, but some good things have happened. So
a couple of stories there. Nadal.
So we'll just start at the top. So Serena Williams won the women's championship.
She wasn't feeling too good.
She's been crook all week.
Yeah.
She's won her 20th championship. She's 2 behind Steffi Graf, 4 behind Margaret Court, although that was outside of the Open era.
Yeah.
With everyone, nobody really knows what that means.
No.
So you can't do comparison, but she probably is the best female player to play. A very dislikable human being. She's actually, I can't really say this because I'm indicting myself. She's very ranty.
Yeah. But she's probably earned the right to be.
She does. She's a phenomenal person. She was down and she looked down and out and she fought back. So a huge win for her. I don't generally like the way she goes about things. The men's today, everyone after Djokovic knocked out Nadal. So Nadal's only lost 2 games out of 70. So he's lost 2 out of 70. So 70 wins, 2 losses at the French Open. Djokovic knocked him out. Everyone, hands down, would have put money on Djokovic.
Yep. Yeah.
He knocked out Murray. Murray gave him a go, but he's just not as good.
He was going to hold all four, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he's just not as good. Djokovic. So actually, just on Serena, now that you say that, Serena, if she wins at Wimbledon, this June, July, she becomes one of the. She did it herself, but she becomes one of very few people to hold all four majors in the same year, which is an unbelievable feat.
Yeah.
So Djokovic, Stan Wawrinka.
Yep.
Today, this morning or overnight, wherever you are, based on watching this, you would have had hands down, but Wawrinka came out and absolutely dominated.
Last 12 months, he's come from nowhere. He's come from sort of, you expect him in the quarters, but he's really been pushing. He's been getting a few semi-finals and finals places now, and now winning the French.
But the French is a weird one because the surface is so unpredictable. It's not like playing in the Aussie Open or the American Open where it's pretty guaranteed. But a huge win. Djokovic only got a set. You would have expected it at least to go to 5. It didn't go to 5.
It's a cracking effort.
Congratulations to them. It's not been a bad tournament overall because of the kind of the favourites dropped out in a way. Federer went, and I'm probably a note on Federer. His time looks like it's coming to an end. I just don't think he's going to get that extra Grand Slam that he wants.
No,
but he's still,
you'd
for
like
a guy
to
who's
see
still not great, he still makes more quarters than not. But
and
well done to him.
Probably still do well at Wimbledon in a couple of weeks now.
Well, when you compare Federer and Tiger Woods, now excuse the Tiger Woodsy bit, but they've both started to drop off. Federer's here, Woods is gone. Yeah. Like he's gone. He can't even play golf anymore. No. He might as well. Take up pool.
Yeah, it was his worst round ever of the week or something.
He's gone. He's cooked.
Yeah. And then you want to talk about cricket briefly?
Well, I just wanted to mention it.
Adam Voges.
I really just wanted to mention the cricket a little bit. Adam Voges played in his first test at the age of 35. Got 130 not out against the West Indies. Granted, not the best team, but a solid performance. Got man of the match.
Yeah.
1,200 first class runs last year. Really should have been picked a couple of years ago. Hasn't been because of all sorts of reasons. But just a big congratulations to him and Australian cricket for picking him. And now he's just made the Ashes team all that more difficult.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
new segment.
A new segment this week. It's not the world's best title, but it's not bad. So we have a new segment this week called We Thought You Were Dead. And what we want to do in this segment of We Thought You Were Dead is look at players and sports people that you thought haven't heard from them in a while. What's happened? Where you been?
Yeah.
What are you up to?
Are you dead or not?
Are you dead or not? Now, almost certainly everyone that we feature in this will not be dead, because that would just be an obituary. It would be a bit weird.
Yeah, it would be. We thought you were dead. You are actually dead.
Yeah, so we won't be doing that. So we're going to try it. You've got someone up first.
Yes. Well, I think before I go into it, if you think of anyone that you want us to look at, send them through. Send them through, because we can't keep looking at these things, otherwise it's just going to get pretty bland pretty quickly. So if send it through your social medias, send us who you want us to look up, and think, I want to know what's happened to him. You could do it yourself, obviously, but it's more fun this way.
Yeah, exactly. Get involved. Be part of the team. But stop being so selfish.
My first one is Owen Finnegan.
Owen Finnegan.
Yes.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Not many people are aware of him. Probably, let's say not many people. If you know your rugby union in Australia, you'd be aware of him. Mm-hmm. He got 30-odd test caps for Australia, including coming on as a sub in the 99 Rugby World Cup final.
Okay.
Scoring
So we're looking at 20 years ago, no, 17, 18 years ago now. Okay.
Scoring the try that pretty much sealed the game against France.
Yeah.
So essentially won the World Cup for Australia.
Yeah.
And was Australia's Player of the Year in 2001.
Jeez.
And then controversially axed from the 2003 World Cup squad, or not selected for the 2003 World Cup squad.
Okay, we don't know why?
Just
whatever.
Just controversially.
Okay, so he's been the toast of the town in 99.
Yeah,
2003, not even a look in.
Yeah, and from that he quit Australian rugby, so to speak, went to Europe, played for a couple of Welsh clubs, a couple of Irish clubs, a couple in England, and then came back to coach the ACT Brumbies, and then no one really heard of him from 2007, 2008. And so we looked him up.
Where is he now? Is he dead?
He's not dead.
Good.
He is currently the CEO of a rescue helicopter service in Canberra.
Right.
So what qualifies you to be CEO of a rescue helicopter service after being a professional rugby player? I don't know.
Well, you don't know what he's done in that 10 years. He could have gone and got professional...
I agree. It's a big... But
can we reach out to him?
We should try and reach out to Owen Finnegan. Owen Finnegan, if you're there watching...
Unlikely. Let's be honest. But we might try and
But we
find
might
them.
try and find you on Twitter and say that you are our first "We thought you were dead."
But you're not, and that's a very good thing.
It's a very good thing that you're not dead.
Wow. That's
So-
well, it's an interesting fall
think
from
it was-
grace story thing, but at least, that's good.
He's gone after an avenue that he feels passionate about.
Absolutely.
So it's great. So let's move on.
Yes,
Viral story of the week. Viral videos of the week.
go for it.
I've got two.
Yeah.
The first one, which is an absolute cracker, it's got a lot of feedback on our social medias, on the Twitter, on the Facebook, is
I
George
like the way you say on the Twitter.
on the Twitter.
On the Facebook.
On the Facebook.
You're very Welsh. On the Twitter.
On the Twitter. Georgia Page. She's a women's rugby player in the States, and she received a tackle, smashed her nose up, broke her nose.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And she down. She looked out, but jumped straight back up and made two absolutely crunching tackles, try-saving tackles, and then went off the pitch for treatment.
Yeah.
Now,
Tough.
If people were saying, some of the comments people were saying, puts football players to shame that football players roll around when they're
Of course it does.
when they're injured. But I think it puts a lot of the men rugby players to shame. As soon as they see a bit of blood, they're like, "Oh no, I'm done. Come strap me up."
No, it's tough.
And it was pretty tough. And it goes against all the blood rules in rugby. But it's it's tough girl.
No, congratulations to her.
Yeah,
solid performance.
Solid performance. And the last one is Danny Alves. His interesting warm up or interesting route to warm up, going down the escalator at Stadium in Berlin before the Champions League final, going up for the warm up and decided to go down the escalator on the rails face first.
Yeah, I liked it.
If you haven't seen it, again,
We'll repost it.
we'll
but
repost it. It's a very strange video, but
If you're going to do it, do it.
Do it
work,
right.
Work with whatever you've got.
so what's next?
What's next?
What's next? What's next? That's my viral videos of the week. I'm done.
All right. We're coming to the end. A lot of you saying thank God.
Yeah.
Anyone who's survived this long. What we're both looking forward to next week in the world of sport. I'm looking forward to the continuation of the NBA and the NHL finals.
Yep.
I'm picking Chicago and I'm picking Golden State to walk away with the NBA and NHL respectively, and that's what I'm looking forward to this week. What about yourself?
Women's World Cup. That's gonna go on again for this week.
We're hoping for a Germany-USA final?
I
Australia?
don't think they can. I think because of the way the groups are. I think they meet earlier.
Surely not.
I think they'll meet earlier the way the groups
Okay.
are.
It's going to be a good tournament either way.
It's going to be a cracking
Some
tournament.
great football to be played.
Yep, and get involved. Watch it SBS if you. I don't work for SBS, by the way. I'm just saying that's where you can watch.
We can do though.
Yeah, SBS World Game.
Sure.
But yeah, Women's World Cup. That's what I'm all about this week.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching again. Remember, this is going to be a podcast on SoundCloud and on iTunes. We're on YouTube. There will be a subscribe button
There
here somewhere. So subscribe to our channel. Let us know what you think. Share us on social media. Get in touch with us on social media. On Twitter at SportingMadAU. On Facebook at SportingMad. Generally, get involved. We want to hear from you, and we want to try and keep evolving. We want to keep
Definitely.
involved in the show. And most of all, this whole thing started out of our website, which is sportingmad.com.au. Get involved. Lots of good articles, lots of good videos on there.
Yeah, and send us anything. We do a lot of digging around in the week to find all these stories to bring them to you. But if you find anything that you want to send to us that you think we should know about, send it to us. And be a contributor to the site and the way we grow.
All right, so I'm Andy Hayes.
I'm James Blackwell.
And you've been watching The Sports Cooler. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.